This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Friday, the 25th day of July in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. Opposition leader and PNC Reform leader Aubrey Norton today said he has no plan to respond to President Irfaan Ali's request for consultation on the appointment of the acting Chief Justice Roxanne George to the position of acting Chancellor while the acting Chancellor proceeds on leave, and for recently appointed Justice of Appeal Narendra Singh to be appointed acting Chief Justice. Mr. Norton told reporters that the government is not acting in a fair manner with the acting appointments.
One would have thought that if the government was going to operate in a fair way, they would have taken one of the senior judges to become the acting Chief Justice, because they say they will make the present acting Chief Justice the acting Chancellor, and then you will promote someone. They recommend to me one of the junior judges who the general view is has links to the People's Progressive Party and will not necessarily operate based on the rule of law. But there are other judges who are senior to him, and no consideration was given to them.
The opposition leader explained that the acting appointments do not require the agreement of the opposition leader, as is required for substantive appointments. He said he does not believe the president is capable of meaningful consultation.
Because that it does not demand agreement like the substantive appointment, it demands meaningful consultation. Now, Irfaan Ali has not shown the ability to consult, much less meaningfully. And so I thought it would be a waste of time.
Mr. Norton said his response to the request could have been interpreted as meaningful consultation, and as such, in a strategic move, he opted not to respond to the president. For a Chancellor and Chief Justice to be appointed, there must be agreement between the president and the opposition leader, as required by the Constitution. Norton has long called for the acting Chancellor and the acting Chief Justice to be confirmed in their positions, but the President has not budged on his recommendations, and the two acting appointments have remained in place throughout the Irfaan Ali presidency. Justice Cummings has been the acting Chancellor since 2017, and Justice George has also been the acting Chief Justice since 2017. Mr. Norton said with elections just over a month away, he thought the president would have gone in a different direction.
That one would have thought that with elections under a month away, he would not have gone in that direction. However, we expect to be in government, and those are issues we can deal with.
Attorney General Anil Nandlal has said with no response from the opposition leader, the president can now proceed with the appointments of the acting Chancellor and the acting Chief Justice. More news coming up in just a moment.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Jam. Pan Jam is back. Pan Jazz Concerts present Pan Jam in the Village on Saturday, July 26th at Park Rain from 7 p.m. Come out and witness Steel Pan Magic with live performances by Duke Ross, Guinness record holder Joshua Rebello out of Trinidad, Calvin Burnett, Nikita, Roy Stewart, Jesse Schultz, Ray Sparman, Clayton Daniels, Amjad Ali, and many more. Enjoy the Parkside Steel Orchestra and the Pan Groove Steel Orchestra as they clash and bring the vibes. General tickets are $8,500 and $30,000 for VIP and are available at all Massey stores nationwide and IBGL, Carmichael Street. Don't forget, Pan Jam, Saturday, July 26th at Park Rain. This event is sponsored by Absolute Vodka, Massey Distribution, Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, IBGL, Guyana Tourism Authority, Experiences, Pot Salt Events, and Gabriella's PR Consultancy.
The new Demerara Bridge might not be completed and opened by the 31st of August, as was previously announced by the government, Vice President Jagdeo has said. At his press conference yesterday, Mr. Jagdeo said while the construction is at an advanced stage, works for completion will not be rushed because of the elections. He dismissed safety concerns as nonsense, explaining that both the construction and supervision and construction firms are experienced in building the type of structure.
They're not going to be pushed to do anything that's unsafe. So I don't know when they would actually complete it. It would be very soon. They're now hooking up the final span across. It will be very soon. You can see that if you drive across. But we're not going to push them to meet an artificial deadline just for the sake of the elections.
The new bridge was first scheduled for completion by December 31 of last year and later shifted to 31st of March of this year. But contractors had raised issues such as getting materials to Guyana, among others. Mr. Jagdeo now says the people are aware that the bridge is coming, irrespective of when it will be completed.
The people in Region 3 and Region 4 who use that bridge and every other region see it every day. They know what the commitment we made. To get a structure up like that in such a short period of time, basically it's 3 years after COVID, a structure like that nearing completion, and with the highways, all the associated highways, is phenomenal.
The new Demerara Bridge will accommodate vehicles of all sizes and weights, and with a speed limit of 80 kilometers per hour. It will replace the Demerara Harbor Bridge, which can accommodate vehicles moving at 32 kilometers per hour. While the current bridge has opening schedules to allow large vessels to pass, the new bridge will have an elevation of 6 meters above the surface to allow all vessels to pass underneath. It is expected to last for more than 100 years. The presidential candidate of the Win Party, Azruddin Mohamed, today expressed a high level of confidence that the sanctions imposed by the U.S. against him and his father, along with their businesses, could be lifted sooner. Mohamed, a billionaire businessman turned politician, along with his father Nazar Mohamed and their businesses, were sanctioned by the U.S. government in 2024 over tax evasion and gold under declaration claims. The Win presidential candidate told reporters that his attorneys in the U.S. are working around the clock to have those sanctions lifted.
My lawyers in the United States of America, they are presently working with OFAC to get me delisted. And I think, I'm being very optimistic that very soon I will be delisted, so that we can work together with the United States of America.
Just yesterday, the U.S. ambassador to Guyana, Nicole Theriot, warned that Mohamed's election to government or the National Assembly could hamper the existing relations between the U.S. and Guyana. In response, Mohamed said Guyana is a sovereign nation. He said his decision to throw his hat in the political ring and launch his party was based on the cries of the people.
This is the first time that I would agree with Jagdeo. This is a sovereign nation. This is the will of the people. They want me to run for office. That is why I declared my candidacy, because of the people of this country.
Ambassador Theriot explained yesterday that it would be problematic for the U.S. government to work with an OFAC-sanctioned individual, whether that individual is in government or the National Assembly. She said the U.S. would have to ensure that it does not work with a sanctioned person specifically. Addressing the issue during the launch of his party's manifesto, Mr. Mohamed, in response to a question posed by News Source, said he's also confident that the U.S. will work with him once he is elected to office.
When we take office the 2nd of September, the United States of America will work with us. Will work with us. We saw recently what transpired between President Trump and the Syrian president. He lifted all the sanctions, and presently he even congratulated him as a handsome young man.
Asked about the next move should the sanctions not be lifted, Mohamed alluded to the statement made by the U.S. ambassador, suggesting that the U.S. may be willing to work with other members of the Wind Party, but not him specifically. The renegotiation of the highly criticized Stabroek Block Production Sharing Agreement is among commitments being made by a Partnership for National Unity ahead of the upcoming elections. The Stabroek Block PSA was signed between U.S. oil giant ExxonMobil and the APNU-AFC government in 2016. It has been a sore issue of contention, with sections of the society repeatedly criticizing the fiscal terms of the agreement and pushing for it to be renegotiated. Under the agreement, Guyana receives 50% of the profit oil, but only after up to 75% of the total monthly revenue is used to recover operational costs. Guyana also gets a 2% royalty. But presidential candidate for the APNU, Aubrey Norton, today assured that his government will push for greater benefits.
In our first 100 days, the APNU coalition government will do the following. 1. Engage ExxonMobil on the Stabroek Block PSA with the aim of increasing benefits for Guyana.
Asked for specifics, Mr. Norton assured that once elected to office, his government will engage Exxon on the PSA. But ExxonMobil Guyana President Alastair Rutledge has long warned that such a move could undermine future investments in the country. He said that any move to increase the royalty by even 3% could undermine the basis of the investment and hinder future investments, pointing out that already the company has made more than $55 billion worth of investments in Guyana. Norton disclosed that the coalition plans to amend the Natural Resource Fund Act to ensure there are savings for future generations, particularly when the oil prices subside, and release all government contracts in the oil and gas industry and other major projects. To improve transparency and accountability and root out corruption, the APNU presidential candidate said a government under his watch also plans to push for legislative changes to keep sectors and reform key institutions, commissions, and organizations.
4. Restart public consultation on the 2006 Amerindian Act. 5. Reform the procurement laws to facilitate a wider cross-section of Guyanese benefiting from contracts and ensuring greater accountability and transparency. 6. Set up a professional and independent Petroleum Commission. 7. Commence multi-stakeholder meetings on various national and community issues of concern to our society. 8. Ensure justice for the families of the 20 Madja victims, Adriana Young, Ronaldo Peters, Keon Fujane, the Henry Boys, Harris Singh, and other victims.
The coalition's 100-day plan also includes a number of fiscal measures, including the issuance of cash transfers.
On assuming office, our top priority will be to pass a supplementary budget. With that budget, we intend to 1. Make the first cash transfer to adults of $100,000. 2. Raise the tax-free threshold to $400,000 per month to benefit over 225,000 workers and the self-employed. 3. increase wages of public sector workers, teachers, nurses, and the discipline forces to 35%. 4. Increase old age pension to $100,000 a month. 5. Pay students in tertiary and technical institute a stipend of $50,000 per month.
The APNU is also promising to roll out sustainable agriculture programs in every region and to significantly increase the stipend of Tushaus, regional, local, and village councillors.
Radhika, unhand me. Radhika, you touch me on appropriation lane, or Radhika.
Nothing to laugh about 16. July 26th and 27th at the National Cultural Center.
Me no want go Barbados because Barrett said it's not a flex.
Tickets are $2,000, $3,000, and $5,000.
This is sexual harassment. Radhika, lose me.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
New York City, summer is about to get hot. Saturday, August 2nd, SR Hamilton LLC presents Gospel Infusion. Featuring Samuel Medas, Psycho, Eddie Neblett, Sean Daniels out of Trinidad, Christelle Brandt, Sherilyn Maloney, DJ Kesta D,
Timothy Roberts,
and many more at the South Jamaica Multi-Service Center, 11402 Guy R. Brewer Boulevard, Queens, New York. Gates open at 4 p.m., showtime 5 p.m. Get your super early bird tickets for only $50. General admission $70. Pay more at the gate, and limited VIP $100 all inclusive. Come and experience the outpouring of God's grace Saturday, August 2nd. For more information, visit Gospel Infusion on Facebook and Instagram.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
The Guyana Police Force has been thrown into mourning over the sudden passing of Assistant Commissioner of Police and Commander for Regional Division 9, Raphael Rose. Commander Rose collapsed and died while on his way to the town of Latham last evening. It is suspected that he might have suffered a heart attack. His driver said moments before his collapse, he cried out for chest pains. In a statement this morning, the Guyana Police Force said Commander Rose was widely respected for his dedicated service and strong leadership in the Guyana Police Force over the years. He was preparing to hand over command and head off into retirement soon. Police Commissioner Clifton Hicken described Commander Rose as a brother and an efficient officer. He said the two worked together over the years and he only recently met with him. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions also extended its condolences to the commander's family and the police force. The DPP said Commander Rose was a staunch supporter of the DPP's outreach program, noting that throughout the years, whenever there were outreaches in Region 9, he would always avail himself, his vehicles, and police ranks to accompany officials of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions. Many other colleagues in the police force are remembering the Assistant Commissioner of Police as a decent and professional man who was always respectful and dedicated to his job. 3 days after he was busted in the East Coast Demerara village of Betafo acting with just over 17 pounds of cocaine in his possession, 32-year-old Maurice Cameron has pleaded guilty to the charge of drug trafficking. Cameron appeared in court this morning where the charge was read to him and he opted to enter a guilty plea. With that guilty plea, the presiding magistrate at the Sparendam Magistrates Court sentenced him to 4 years in jail. He was also fined $30,000. The 32-year-old man was nabbed during a Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit operation. Kanu said during that operation, Cameron was intercepted with a bag carrying several large parcels of cocaine. He was immediately arrested and told of the charge that he will face. Kanu has been conducting a number of intelligence-led operations that have resulted in multiple drug busts in the past few months. A Nisagopol initiative, which is an alert system that tracks the attendance of every student and investigates prolonged absences, is among the plans that the We Invest in Nation Party has for the country's education sector, should it be elected to govern the country after the next elections. WIN candidate to beat Sarabo Halley, a former APNU AFC Member of Parliament, said the initiative forms part of WIN's National Child Development and Education Policy, which is called Thrive from the Start. She said it is designed to address existing challenges within the education sector.
The Guyana NCDEP is buttressed on 3 core columns: early beginnings, primary years, and secondary years. This policy ensures holistic support from the prenatal stages of life, universal early childhood education, especially in our hinterland areas, and a curriculum that is inclusive and versatile as it reinforces pathways to technical and vocational education and training. With targeted investments in teacher training, mental health services, and regional equity, NCDEP will ensure that focus is placed on every child each step of the way.
Sarabo Halley was speaking during the manifesto launch of the party. Promising to build a strong foundation through integrated health, nutrition, parenting, and early learning interventions, Sarabo Halley said the party's early education plans include the development of a birth to 18 learning registry, the launch of a Parent as First Teachers program, while its primary years program, Pillar 2, will focus on foundational literacy, numeracy, socioeconomic skills, and civic engagements.
We will establish the Nessa Gopal initiative, an alert system that tracks the attendance of every student. This will lead to an investigation into prolonged absences. We will create initiatives that will address the failure rates in math and English to bridge the gap that continues to occur at both Common Entrance and CXC levels. We will increase funding to remedial projects such as night schools to develop the skills of our mature populace, preparing participants for CXC, but also equipping them to go further afield. We will also reintroduce school buses and boat programs and enhance infrastructure all throughout the country.
The WIN party also intends to place significant focus on child protection, and in so doing will set up a national Adriana alert system. The party said focus will also be placed on nutrition and health by improving the school feeding program. In the area of public service, Sarabo Halley said the party will reform the public service sector through legislative reforms. It was noted that the current model used to recruit, train, and promote public servants is inconsistent and outdated. Meanwhile, in the area of hinterland development, Don Hastings Williams, another candidate for the WIN party and the former APNU AFC Member of Parliament, said the party will affirm and uphold the rights of indigenous people, starting with the revision of the Amerindian Act.
We will, of course, revise the Amerindian Act 2006. We will encourage the National Two-Shovs Council, or NTC, to establish an indigenous credit union, whereby our indigenous brothers and sisters will be aided in providing loans for agriculture, ecotourism, logging, and other financial activities. We will also invest in ecotourism that will focus on conservation, where the local economy will receive support. We will also invest in reliable transportation systems for our hinterland brothers and sisters, pulling on our transportation network policy.
Other plans include the creation of a hinterland marketplace offering a space specifically for the advertisement and sale of indigenous craft and products. WIN's General Secretary Dessa Primus assured that the party would not dismantle programs and policies established by previous governments were it to be elected.
I do note that we have a bit of immaturity along the line of politics, where if a party is out of office and they were doing a project, that it is just neglected so that it could be used as something to be spoken about at the next campaign. A good example is the Durban Park situation, where that is being used as, oh, they did this and it's a waste of money. It is a waste of our money. And as a party, we want to ensure that we do not continue that culture of neglecting projects because it was done by a particular party.
The WIN party is among 6 political parties contesting the upcoming general and regional elections.
Let's jam! Pan Jam is back. Pan Jazz Concerts present Pan Jam in the Village on Saturday, July 26th at Park Rain from 7 p.m. Come out and witness Steel Pan Magic with live performances by Duke Ross, Guinness record holder Joshua Rebello out of Trinidad, Calvin Burnett, Nikita, Roy Stewart, Jesse Schultz, Ray Sparman, Clayton Daniels, Amjad Ali, and many more. Enjoy the Parkside Steel Orchestra and the Pan Groove Steel Orchestra as they clash and bring the vibes.
General tickets are $8,500 and $30,000 for VIP
and are available at all Massey stores nationwide and IBGL, Carmichael Street. Don't forget, Pan Jam, Saturday, July 26th at Park Rain. This event is sponsored by Absolute Vodka, Massey Distribution, Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, IBGL, Guyana Tourism Authority, Experiences, Pot Salt Events, and Gabriella's PR Consultancy.
New York City, summer is about to get hot. Saturday, August 2nd, SR Hamilton LLC presents Gospel Infusion. Featuring Samuel Medas, Psycho, Eddie Neblett, Sean Daniels out of Trinidad, Christelle Brandt, Sherilyn Maloney, DJ Kesta D,
Timothy Roberts,
and many more at the South Jamaica Multi-Service Center, 11402 Guy R. Brewer Boulevard, Queens, New York. Gates open at 4 p.m., showtime 5 p.m. Get your super early bird tickets for only $50. General admission $70. Pay more at the gate, and limited VIP $100, all inclusive. Come and experience the outpouring of God's grace Saturday, August 2nd. For more information, visit Gospel Infusion on Facebook and Instagram.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with the same great taste in the 250ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250ml at your favorite spot. Wait, sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with Turbo Can. Turbo Can, Turbo Can, Turbo Can. Now available in the new 250ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guy Oil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guy Oil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guy Oil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. Venezuela's state-run oil company, PDVSA, is getting ready to resume work at its joint ventures under terms similar to Biden-era licenses, once U.S. President Donald Trump reinstates authorizations for its partners to operate and export oil under swaps, company sources said. Reuters reported earlier today that Washington is preparing new authorizations for key PDVSA partners, starting with U.S. major Chevron, to operate in the sanctioned nation. The permits are expected to mark a policy shift from a pressure strategy Washington adopted this year that led to oil license cancellations in March. The authorizations might not be made public this time, but Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro late on Thursday hailed political work to keep Chevron in the country and said the company was involved in working groups to expand operations again. Since the U.S. first imposed energy sanctions in 2019, Venezuela has seen licensees come and go as part of political negotiations with different U.S. administrations. The OPEC country has stabilized production at around 1 million barrels per day in recent years, with exports mostly going to independent Chinese refiners. A separate secondary tariff announced by Washington this year on buyers of Venezuelan oil has not been enforced. Prison officers in Trinidad and Tobago are so fearful of the criminal element behind bars that at least one of them was afforded the luxury of a 65-inch TV in his cell, while guns and other contraband items are easily trafficked into the prison system, according to a report published by Trinidad Guardian. The shocking revelation came from Defense Minister Wayne Sturge during a budget consultation at Three Roads, Freeport. Sturge said that the items were discovered inside Building 13 at the maximum security prison where the high-risk prisoners are housed. Noting that the presence of the TV is an indication of the deep entrenchment of organized networks behind bars, Sturge said, and I quote, "On the one hand, we may believe that the prison officers are corrupt. On the other hand, there's another dynamic to it. They are human beings, and they are subject to the same fears that we have. More so, where they work is where the prisoners live, and it's not hard to find out where they live. So they are obviously fearful," end of quote. Highlighting the scale of the crisis, Sturge said 6 very dangerous individuals had to be extracted from the prison and relocated during the current state of emergency because they could not be properly restrained. He said, and I quote, "In order to curb that, we had to cut off the head of the snake," end of quote. Yet, even after their extraction, he said one of the inmates reportedly issued threats to law enforcement via voice note. Sturge said 3 of the 6 extracted prisoners are leaders of gangs operating in Sangre Grande, an area now witnessing a surge in war. And finally tonight, international news. Armed attackers ambushed a vehicle returning from a weekly market in central Nigeria, killing 14 passengers, including women and infants, a local community leader said on Friday. Reuters in a report said the attack occurred at about noon on Thursday as the vehicle was carrying people back from a popular market at the violence-plagued Plateau State. A community leader said the attackers had intercepted the vehicle and opened fire. The victims included women and babies. The latest killings follow calls for a stronger security presence in rural Plateau, one of Nigeria's several ethnically and religiously diverse central states, where conflicts have resulted in the deaths of hundreds of people in recent years. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Swetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant weekend.